summary of the week. How did things go overall?
Great week. Very happy with what we got done. How hard the players competed. You know the the way they're picking up the information that we're giving them. A very successful week, in my opinion.
Looked like physically everybody got through the week okay, other than guys being a little tired.
Yeah. Knock on wood, but we had no injuries. There's obviously some guys getting treatment, but that's everyday life in the NBA. So that was that's good as well.
What's the plan for moving into this week now that games start on Tuesday? Does that regulate the schedule a little bit in terms of the preparation? You still have to obviously to put everything in. So.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, we're excited to play the games, but we're the mindset is we're preparing for the regular season, and we're preparing for getting all this stuff in by then. So we're not going to slow down what we're doing in practice because of a preseason game coming up. It'll be more of a game day routine with shoot around and this and that. But we'll still get after it again tomorrow. Where if it was a regular season tomorrow, would probably be much more of a lighter day. Our main focus is still going to be preparing for the regular season.
How was last night? Just getting the guys out and doing an activity off the court. How'd that
I don't know. I enjoyed it. Did the guys? You got to ask the guys if they enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, but it's this week was team building, right? So
that's
part of it.
Yeah, for sure. It was still in the theme of what we were doing in training camp, team building, competition, and all that. It was nice to get out of the hotel and off the practice floor. So I don't know. You had to ask the players, though. I don't know. What's that? Did I bowl at 300? No, my team didn't even bowl at 300. It was four. There was four of us.
Do you recall who won?
Yeah. Who did they tell? Did you? You guys already interviewed the players. We lost. My team lost.
Luke, how do you manage this? This. I know you were a head coach last year, but you were the interim head coach. Now you got to be the guy. Sometimes you have to be the bad guy. Have you figured out how to do that yet, or is that something that's going to have to evolve?
No, I know how to be the bad guy.
Yeah?
And there's to me there's times you kind of pick and choose. You don't always want to be the bad guy because then they stop listening. But the way they play today, the way they played this week, there's been no need for it. They were a little out of it this morning. We brought them in, talked about it, and D'Angelo and Julius, more so than anyone else, really stepped up. Larry Nance a little bit too, as far as getting practice going the way it needed to go, which is great because that's I've said before, you want the players policing themselves and you want them being the ones that do it. Now, if no one does it, then the coach needs to get in there and make sure that it happens. But it was nice to see the players step up and do that today.
And when I say bad guy, I don't necessarily mean that you have to kick butt or anything. I just mean like you're 36, right, and still fairly young. Your other role was in that you have another guy who has that leadership standpoint, right? Have you transitioned yet? I mean, like, is it where you really feel like, wow, this is really my team now?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's fun. I love it.
Was there like a shift? Was there like a mentality shift from assistant or associate head coach to this?
Yeah, it's a huge shift, and it was much more tricky in Golden State, shuffling the assistant to the interim head coach and then back. Here, it's just been a natural progression.
What are the biggest differences?
From assistant to head is
What mindset you have to have?
well, my relationship with the players and my responsibilities. The idea of as an assistant, it's my job to make sure that I help Steve's plan get executed as well as I can, and whether that's pulling a kid to the side or getting mad at a practice or being ready for the next drill, it's all about helping him. And now it's more about making sure everything's getting done the way that I think is the best, what's best for the team.
Luke, what things do you think you learned during the interim time that maybe you wouldn't have been able to get if you were just the assistant last
The amount of demand on your time. I had no idea how much was required out of the head coach. You know, the how fast everything happens in the real games. You know, from timeouts to decisions to subs. It's all of a sudden someone's in foul trouble. Who are you going to put in that doesn't mess up, you know, the second unit rotation, and how you're going to do that so that you can get back to your normal rotation in the next quarter. So all these things that I thought I would have known, I've realized last year I needed a lot of work with them still. So it's good to experience that.
Did you feel last year you were? I mean, I don't want to use this term "keeping the seat warm," because it's undervaluing how many games you actually really did coach. But is there a difference between keeping the seat warm last year versus right now, where it's really it's your plan, but then that plan evolves over time as the season plays out?
Yeah, absolutely. Because last year, and I said it in one of those press conferences, like we used to joke, like, what would Steve do? We need to get bracelets. What would Steve do? Because it's his team, it's his vision that we're following. So, you know, a lot of what we did in practice and adjustments and what the type of film we were showing the guys was, you know, based on that. And now that's obviously not the case here. You know, obviously I love the staff that we put together, and I trust their opinion, and we sit down and talk about everything. But ultimately, it's the vision that I have that we're trying to get across to the players.
How much teaching have you done versus playing?
Way more teaching than I would normally like. I believe in getting out there and playing. You know, you learn a lot about your players, and they figure stuff out on their own. When you just, as long as you add structure and you don't let it turn into, you know, pickup, you learn a lot from, you know, from scrimmaging and whether it's controlled scrimmage, half court, you know, playing transition game. You know, that's what I like, but there's a lot of teaching that needs to be done. You know, we got a lot of young guys that haven't played together before, and it's important that we don't you know, we don't skip the fundamental parts of the game.
Luke, all the coaching influences you've had, you think about yourself calling on Phil for certain things, and thinking about Steve Kerr, thinking about Luke. How does that weigh out, or are you obviously just a constant combination?
I mean, I don't think about it. When stuff comes up, then I'll reach out to them for sure. You know, I still talk to Steve a lot, and you know, so far training camp I haven't needed advice on anything, but I'm sure there'll be things that happen throughout the season that I do, and I'll definitely reach out to some of those people.
What do you think from Moscow so
far? He's a good bowler.
Yeah.
No, he's
tall guy.
I know.
Well,
he does, yeah, and he doesn't get low. He likes to kind of just throw it hard from the hip. But he's been great. He's big. He's really big, and he's, you know, I even told him I think he's the best in the league at the verticality and protecting the rim, and you know, he's been owning that paint defensively for us. He's skilled. He's made some beautiful passes. Can hit the 15 to 17-foot jump shot. So he's had a good first week.
Some have made the comparison now. Maybe it could be like what Bogut was for Golden State. Do you see any validity to that?
Yeah, he's our starting center. Bogut was our starting center in Golden State. They're both intelligent players. They're both really good on defense. They both can play make, so yeah, I can see those comparisons.
Personality-wise, is it the same ballpark?
Well, I don't. Mozgov's a lot. He's quiet right now. I met him. You know, he was playing with his Russian team most of the summer, so he wasn't around. So I'm sure he'll open up as the season goes along.